to another episode of Drunken Derailed. My name's Dave, your host, and I believe the last time we left you, we finished up this grass little hillside with a template that was going to go in a certain place on the railroad. It's all dried up. We were going to put it there, and then we realized, hey man, you didn't think this through, brother. You need to fill this in back here before you start putting this down. You're going to be working all over it and shit. So that's what this episode's going to be about, and we're probably going to be going into a little bit of uncharted territory, at least for me, man. So what I've handily done is cleaned this whole area out and vacuumed it, so we got something to work with. All the little switches over here has been drilled, the wire's gone down through the table, so we're all good there. But what we want to do is make this landscape all along the back here. You can see I started with some foam. It's going to be a gradual hill that gradually goes up, and it's going to eventually come up to our bridge and our waterfall over here. Then the water's going to come down, go down the river, all that good stuff. But right now we got to get this area done. Alright, man, since we got sidetracked with having no expandable foam, I guess we're just gonna start our waterfall. And the way I'm gonna start that is with a first layer of Kleenex and glue, like we've done with everything else. And I'm gonna let that dry, and then we'll start putting on the plaster. I have no idea what I'm doing. Basically, I'm just taking a strip of paper towel, fold it in half, getting it all soaked, and I'm putting a layer on here. I'm just sort of overlapping. Same way I did the grass, but I guess I'm just going to continue on until I get it covered. Alright, we got it covered. We're going to let it sit for a week and dry. Then we're going to go in with the plaster. Welcome, people. It's day 2. Pardon I'm not in the meth lab, nor am I at the proctologist. Actually, today we're going to be working with plaster on day 2. And it says, use safety equipment. So, put on your gloves and let's get started. Alright folks, we're back. Bend over. Just kidding. So, what we've done here is we've mixed our plaster to the manufacturer's instructions. And we're going to go ahead and try to make a mess here and plaster it. So, let's prep this real quick, make sure this is thick enough, and we'll be right back. Alright folks, alright, here we go. We're gonna got a working time of about 6 to 10 minutes. So, we're just going to keep on going through here. Hey folks, you know what I found out as a first timer? Shit, I've never used this stuff, but now that it's starting to dry, if you drag this knife, this little putty knife, just with its own weight just across here, don't even put any pressure, you can actually make a good texture. But it's got to have that little creaminess. But all you want to do is just drag it across with the weight of the putty knife. Don't put any pressure down at all. It seems to come out with a really neat texture, man. Look at that, see? I'm just sort of vibrating the putty knife just a little bit, and happy accidents, like Bob Ross would say. Alright, it's pretty much dry. I've been messing with it in here. I've been taking my little putty knife and just making little scores and just, I don't know, it looks like a little rocky face. So we're just going to let this dry now, and then we're going to go and paint it. Alright, we're back. Our plaster is dried, and now we're going to paint it. All this is unscripted, man. This is the first time for everything. The carving, the gluing, the sealing, the plastering. I've never done this shit before, but so far, hey man, I'm pretty happy with this shit. Now we're going to attempt to paint it. What I'm going to be using here is some Reeves. Let me get that under the light. Reeves gouache. All of these are gouache. We got some yellow ochre, a little gray, got some brilliant red. I don't know how brilliant that's gonna be, but we got a whole litany of colors. What is this? Crimson. We might even have a little crimson in our world. You gotta have some color in your world, man. Alright, so here we go. I got a little bit of white, I got a little bit of gray, I got a little bit of water here, and I'm just going to mix it up on the thing, and I'm just going to start washing this thing. So, I guess we can do some fast motion time lapse while I do this. So, here we go. Alrighty, we got it covered with the layer of gray. So now you can see that. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to go over it with another coat of some other color. Don't know, but we'll be back. Alright, so I'm experimenting with some crimson and some yellow ochre, and I'm trying to make like a muddy yellowish color. I don't know what the hell's going on here. That's a little too light. I'm just sort of looking and seeing. I'm going a lot down here because when this gets laid down on the railroad, it's going to be covered up by a hillside, so nobody's going to see it. That's why I'm using this little area as a test spot. And if it's too dark, I can mess with it. If I like it, I'll just sort of bring it up here. And it sort of gives it like a muddy color. I mean, the gray is nice, but I sort of want to give it a muddy, kind of rocky color with the gray mixed. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I ain't Bob Ross. Alright, we're back. What I have here is a mixture of a lot of different colors to give me a real, it's like a deep purple, man. If you really look at it, I got some green, some gray, some violet blue, and some crimson in there. And it's really watered down. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to take this, it's like a paint wash, and I'm going to be just sort of going over this, and then I'm going to dab it dry just to give it an opaque layer. So we'll come back and we'll do that with this mud bath or deep purple bath. We'll try it on the bottom first where it won't show. Sorry about that, folks, the battery died. As I was saying, we're fixing to put some highlights on here now that the base color's dry. Got a nice gray color with some wearing and tearing and what have you. But after all this work of gluing and carving and seaming and sealing and painting and double coating, I can fuck this whole thing up. 3 weeks worth of work just by highlighting it wrong. So I'll be honest, I looked at some YouTube videos. They make it look easy, but I'm going to give it a shot myself. Now it's going to be a very light yellow. You can use whatever color you want, man. It's your railroad. But instead of watering this down, man, I'm terrified as fuck. I could really screw this up. But well, we always got our test area. This is going to be behind stuff, so you won't be able to see it. So I'm probably going to use this bottom as a test area, because our risers for our railroad are going over here, so we aren't going to be able to see this. Well, we'll be able to see all this. This is the waterfall, but on either side, it's going to be blocked by risers. So, without further ado, let's start mixing. Alright, I got it all filled in about where I want it, so we'll have to look at it in real life. Alright folks, we got the highlighting in, we found the color, and this is roughly what it's going to look like. That ain't the real water. I just stretched out some Reynolds wrap to give you an idea what the waterfall is going to look like when it's all done and the little train's going across. I put the little house up there to hold the Reynolds wrap down. But we could have a little train going back there and a little mist coming up from the waterfall. But anyway, that's supposed to be what it looks like, and we'll just, y'all know how to put the grass and trees on, because that's what we're going to do on the top. We're going to make the grass and trees, and it's going to come down here and come down here and go over there, blah 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 blah. So you get the idea. Alright man, there's your waterfall. Just wanted to give you a close-up look at the texture that came out of there. I don't know how good that'll show up on this old camera, but that's the plaster with the base paint and the highlights. I don't think I could zoom in that close. Nah, it doesn't like that. Alright, but you get the general idea. You can get a pretty decent looking mountain. Not bad for an amateur. Alright, we'll see y'all next time on Drunk and Derailed.